Will be our guest later in the broadcast. And if Liz Cheney has warned very publicly that America could very well sleepwalk into dictatorship with the re-election of Donald Trump, with this unprecedented move by the Trump administration to suddenly cut off funding, it's fair to ask right now whether America is speedwalking into, if not dictatorship, something a lot less than a functioning democracy. It's where we start today with Democratic Senator Tim Kaine of Virginia, who has condemned forcefully today's move, calling it a reckless and illegal order, and citing specifically hurricane recovery efforts in his state and economic recovery projects that could be at risk. Senator, your reaction to what's happening and your latest intelligence about everything that is impacted.
Nicole, I'll give you the intelligence because calls are coming in from around Virginia from child care centers that worry that their funding is being cut off to the center or to parents who need it to help their kids with child care, to universities that are doing medical research, who are, billing the research institutions like the NIH for the research they're doing, unsure whether they will get a reimbursement. I've got a nonprofit in Virginia that specializes in helping low-income people and seniors apply for Medicaid. Some of their staff are funded by a federal grant. They think those staffers will potentially lose their jobs. Veterans yesterday told me they had been unable to access the VA portal for even getting medical appointments at the VA. And I have a brand new VA clinic scheduled to open in Fredericksburg in February. The opening date is still scheduled, but they believe they're under a hiring freeze and can't hire the staff that they need to serve veterans in that population. This is all real-time worries coming in from Virginians. It is an illegal order. The Budget Act of 1974 and the Constitution basically say that the budget is congressional. It's an Article I power. Once we do an appropriations deal and we reach a deal that is signed by the president, the executive has to spend those funds in accord with the budget. The president can't unilaterally decide, no, there's a budget document, but I'm going to ignore it. But, Nicole, I really want to focus on this last thing. What the president is doing is not only illegal, it's not only chaotic and damaging to Virginians, it's betraying a deep insecurity, and let me explain why. As you know, we're working on a budget deal right now. The Republicans kicked the budget to March 14. The president has 2 Republican houses. If he wants to cut the budget, he's got majorities in both houses. He could just work with them to do it the lawful way, reach a budget that matches the Trump priorities over the course of the next 6 weeks. The fact that he's not doing that he's using this illegal unilateral executive strategy means he doesn't have confidence that the Republican leadership in both houses will go along with the extremity of the actions that he's taking. That should tell us something.
Well, it feels like that is a very plausible scenario. The other, if you've watched the Republicans lately, and I know you have, your committee, and you had to contend with the Hegseth nomination, maybe he's breaking the law because he can. How do you adapt to that circumstance?
Well, you have to rely first on courts. There's a number of attorney generals and other organizations that are in the courts today challenging what the president has done. But we also need to, as citizens, speak out. Please call your member of Congress, call your senator. I've been giving out my office phone number all day to Virginians. Call your member of Congress and your senator, especially if they're Republicans, and tell them that the president should not be able to shut the portal for Medicaid applications, close off people's ability to get service at the VA, shut down funding for child care or medical research. If our Republican colleagues in Congress hear loud and clear from constituents that, hey, don't do this. They showed, for example, a couple weeks ago, the furor around nominating Matt Gaetz for the Attorney General was a bridge too far for them. And that's why the Trump administration and Gaetz had to withdraw that nomination. So in that instance, we got 3 Republicans to vote against Pete Hegseth for Secretary of Defense. That's almost unheard of. It wasn't enough. We needed 4, but we did get votes. If the public reaches out to these Republican members and expresses expresses their outrage over these actions, there's a chance that we can turn it around. We'll fight it in the courts. We'll fight it on the floor of Congress. But it's really important for us winning the fight, for us to hear the stories of everyday Americans who are affected by these orders. We're already hearing them in the dozens and soon to be hundreds in my office. Please make sure Republican members are hearing the same thing.
I would love to make sure anyone watching that is hearing stories of being impacted has all that information. We'll get that from your office and put up all the numbers through all of our social media as well.
Please do.
I wonder.
Do.
Yeah, I mean, because I think that what you're dealing with in this first. It's the first post-partisan manufactured crisis of the Trump presidency.
Yep.
I think that the deportations have an element of that as well, in that Trump is not doing what he said he was going to do. He is sweeping up people who are simply in the country illegally on purpose. That's a civil offense. And this is an example of doing something that, yes, I did read the crosstabs, as did Andrew Weissman, who's sitting here at Project 2025. But this is not something that his voters were prepared for. And I wonder if you can say more about how your own constituents rely on everything you've named: child care centers, university research, veterans, the VA, the portals. I mean, can you confirm what Senator Ron Wyden said, that the Medicaid portals in all 50 states are down? He said that in today's New York Times.
I've heard that from numerous of my colleagues. We've reached out to the Virginia Department of Medicaid Assistance. They have not confirmed that yet in Virginia. We have a Republican governor in Virginia who thus far has been praising of President Trump, not willing to call him out. I should have the confirmation about the Medicaid portal in Virginia by the end of the day. I suspect it is also closed down. We need Republican governors standing with us. We need Republican mayors standing with us. But we especially need these members of Congress, because they're kind of blithely acting like, oh, it's temporary and it's not going to, they put out a word today, it's not going to affect people directly receiving services. Well, then why am I hearing about VA appointments that can't be scheduled? Why am I hearing about child care services that can't be provided? Why am I hearing about these direct services? So people sharing stories is really, really important, and we're not going to let this go. It's going to be a battle that will fight on the floor of the Senate as well as in the courts, and we're not going to rest till we get this turned around. But Nicole, you made a good point. It's not what the Trump voters expected. I mean, give you another example. Last week he announced an energy emergency because we want to be a great energy producer. Well, we are a great energy producer, but what Virginians are seeing is energy innovation projects in wind and solar and battery technology that were celebrated by our Republican governor and our legislative delegation a few months ago, now being called into question. Donald Trump's energy emergency so far is a job killer. It's unjustified. It's hurting the environment. It's a giveaway to big oil. So you have to watch not only what he says, but sometimes what he says he's doing, the underlying actions are doing the precise opposite. And we're going to have to tell that story again and again to the American people.
Senator Tim Kaine, we will always welcome you back. We will
Thanks,
get
Nicole.
all the information we can out to your constituents and any citizen impacted by these firing freezes. Senator Tim Kaine, thank you for starting us out.